Hey TubeUbers, welcome to part 3 of my Q&A answer session. Um, this will probably be maybe the last video I will do because I have the last few people that have asked questions, and all these questions here were a few days ago, so I don't know if I'll be getting any more questions. If I do, I'll tack on a fourth, probably shorter video, but I will be ending my Q&As on Tuesday. So if I get any other questions over the weekend, then I will answer them if there are any more. So let's go ahead and continue on here with my buddy Tim Walker. Here we go. This ought to be fun. First question. Have I ever been bitten by a 7-foot gorilla while doing the can-can? No. No. But I have been bitten by a 9-foot bear while flamenco dancing. Next question. Favorite hat I own? It would probably be one of the hats that go on my head. I like hats when they go onto my head. It feels comfortable and nice. Yes. Next question. Ever been shot at? I only get shot at when I run from the cops and I'm shooting back at them. Otherwise, no, I don't get shot at very often. I do have a lot of rocks thrown at me. Next question. What weapon would I pick to defend against the zombie hordes? That's easy. Milla Jovovich. She would be my weapon of choice to defend myself against the zombie hordes. Next question. Pick a movie character you would never trust with explosives. Never trust with explosives. Pick a movie character I'd never trust with explosives. Chop Top from Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2. I don't know that I trust that dude with anything, really, much less explosives. And his last question, Tuesday, yes or no? For me, Tuesday, yes, because here in where I live, in America here, that is the day that new CDs, new Blu-rays, and new DVDs come out to the store on their shelves, brand new, ready for me to look at and wonder if I want to buy them. So Tuesdays are a big yes for me. Probably one of my favorite days of the week, actually, because that's when I know something new is going to come out. And, yeah. Where'd my list go? Yeah. So, Tuesdays are a definite yes for me. Next up here, my buddy Mayasimu Luke. His first question here, what are my 5 favorite albums? That was a tough question, my friend. There's so many. I didn't want to pick any certain one type of genre, but there were just so many I could have picked from. But I just have to think of the ones that have been on like my MP3 player for the longest time. And you know, I don't have an iPhone or anything like this. I mean, this is my MP3 player right here. Just an RCA Pearl. Just a simple little 4 gigger. Actually, this ain't even 4 gigs. This was the 4 gig one here, but the son of a bitch broke. Yeah, I still keep it. I don't know why. It's broken though. But I'd love to get a bigger, higher gig MP3 player so I could put more damn music on it. I have to rotate a lot when I take my MP3 player out, but this is the one I use, and I just had to think about the albums that have been on there for the longest time. So, in no particular order, Darkthrone's Transylvanian Hunger. Absolutely love Darkthrone. I love their older stuff. I love their newer stuff, how they've gotten a little bit more raw, a little bit more rocky and punky sounding, a little bit more crusty. So I love Darkthrone, but I think Transylvanian Hunger is just a masterpiece of music. Within Temptation's Silent Force album. The first time I ever heard just Angels and Memories off that album, I was just blown away. I think it is a beautiful album from beginning to end. I love the videos that they did for the certain songs on there. I just love it. Fantastically love it. Love the gothic sound of it, the whole vibe. Just love the Silent Force album by Within Temptation. Next up, Iron Maiden, Peace of Mind. So many good songs, but probably because the first Iron Maiden song I ever heard, The Trooper, is on that album. And just absolutely love that song. Just fantastic. I love so many Iron Maiden albums. They're probably my favorite band. I'd love to have some Iron Maiden t-shirts, but all the ones they sell here are just such pure crap. They're just garbage looking. I'd love to have some Iron Maiden shirts, though I've never had luck finding any Iron Maiden shirts, much less in like an extra large size that I wear. But it was hard to pick which Iron Maiden album, because there's so many good ones for Iron Maiden, but I just had to go with the one that had the Trooper on it, because it was the first Iron Maiden song I ever heard, and right when I heard that, I was hooked. I was like, this is my band. Next up, I'm going to go with Type O Negative's Life is Killing Me. Unfortunately, Peter Steele is no longer with us on this planet, which sucks, because he had a really cool voice, a really unique sense of humor, and it just seemed like a really cool guy. I just think his years of wear and tear on his body with drugs and stuff like that just got to him, and he passed on. And that was just a really shitty day for music, I think. Yeah, it was just a really shitty day, but Life is Killing Me. I was going to go with Bloody Kisses, but I really just like Life is Killing Me from beginning to end. We Are Electrocutes. I like Goils. Angry Inch. I just think it's a really fun, well done album. And the last one I picked is Tegan and Sara, The Con. I just think that album really pushed them to where they're heading now, to be a bigger band or a bigger group than I think they probably thought they could ever be. They've changed their sound a bit since The Con, but that was the beginning of like their electronic-y sound, which is where they're going now. But The Con is just a perfect album, I think. Like I said about the other ones on this list, just from beginning to end, I can listen to it over and over again. It never gets stale, it never gets old, it never gets moldy and rotten. And all these bands that I've mentioned, I love multiple albums from them, but these are the ones that have been on my MP3 player that will probably never come off my MP3 player. But there's just so many more bands I could have picked from, but I just had to go with these ones here because they popped in my head first. Let's see. His next question is, what was my best live gig? Best live concert? I would have to go with a band I really like that haven't done anything in a really damn long time, and that would be the band from New York. They're a death metal band called Mortician. Roger Boujard and Will Romer. When I first saw them, they're a big band in the underground. They use a lot of horror for their intros and stuff, which is how I got hooked on them. Will Romer's a huge horror fan, collects horror, and when I first saw them, they were just in a little van parked outside the venue that they had to basically spend their own money to tour, and they're from New York, so they had to tour across the United States on their own money in a little tiny van, and it was just really special. They used a lot of intros and stuff. They didn't have their intros with them, so like the horror intros weren't there. It was just them and the music, and that was really cool. But the second time I saw them, they had, you know, they were more prepared. They had their intros, they had the drum machine, everything that they needed to put on a full-on Mortician show. And I just remember Will Romer's bass. He has it tuned just so low that he strums one of the strings on the bass and it just rattles your chest. And when he's just playing the song and just vibrates your body, and that will just be a concert I will never ever forget. I met him too. He actually sold the merchandise that I bought at that concert to me. It was just really cool. Next question. What is one of my favorite cheesy horror movies? Favorite cheesy horror movies? Killer Clowns from Outer Space. Just absolutely love that film. I love the way the clowns look. I love the cheesiness of their suits. I love the effects in that movie. I just think it's absolutely brilliantly fun. And I laugh at it every time I watch that film. Next question. What was the last horror movie to genuinely scare you? I'm going to have to go with Blair Witch. I think that was a scary-ass film. I saw it in theaters like 3 times, and I just think that was genuinely a creepy-ass film. When they're in the tent and they hear the kids outside and the tent rattles and stuff. The ending where she's like searching through the house and sees him in the corner and then gets like, broadsided. I just think that was a really scary film. I really liked the Blair Witch Project. I think it was a really fun, well-done film that brought on the whole genre of the handheld camera footage genre. I think that's what started it, which is a genre I enjoy. I really like the handheld shaky cam genre. I don't find nothing wrong with it. And his last question here: what underrated horror movie would I suggest more people check out? I'm gonna have to go with the one I always use because I never hear enough about it, and that's Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. That was my favorite movie of the year when it came out that year. I think it was really just razor blade sharp. It was super witty. I think it was really fun in how it was done, how the story was told. I can't think of any other films like that. I know the guy who made that is trying to make a sequel. He has a Kickstarter or a Facebook thing or something going to try to get the funds for part 2. I really hope he does. I absolutely love Behind the Mask: The Rise of Leslie Vernon. If you have not seen it, check it out. Okay, those are all of Luke's questions. Now on to Mr. Oz Video 1985. Do I have a TV series that I really like that I don't own or want to collect? Yeah, Lost Girl. It airs here on Sci-Fi Channel. I really like Lost Girl, but the seasons are just really expensive for some reason, and I can never find them used. Favorite Doctor in Doctor Who? Tom Baker. He's my boy. I absolutely love Tom Baker, probably because he was the first Doctor I saw and one of the first episodes of Doctor Who I ever saw, Pyramids of Mars, when I was little, so Tom Baker. What would be your perfect movie to live in if I could? My perfect movie to live in if I could? RoboCop. I mean, how badass would that be to live in old Detroit, the old scumbag part of the city, and have RoboCop come protect you? Or Pleasantville. That'd be kind of cool. Have everything black and white, and you get a little sexy, and things turn to color. What's the longest movie I've ever seen? The longest movie I've ever seen is this Die Nibelungen right here. 5 hours long. That's definitely the longest film I've ever seen. Favorite Doctor Who villains or monsters? Well, I have to go with the classics, the Daleks and the Cybermen. I absolutely love those two. So yeah, I'm just going to go with those two. I love the Cybermen. I love the Daleks. There's lots of other ones I like too. I love the Zygons. I hope they do some more stuff with them some point. But yeah, I have to go with the Daleks and the Cybermen. And well, the Master too. There's a lot. And next up here, the last bit of the questions I have so far from Joe's House of Horrors, best British sitcom. For me, my favorite British sitcom would have to be Spaced with Nick Frost and Simon Pegg, Edgar Wright. I just love it. I just think it's funny, it's smart. I just love Spaced. Favorite Universal monster? I'm gonna go with the werewolf, the Wolfman. I just love the Wolfman. I just think he's cool. I know Dracula, Frankenstein, yeah, but I just like the look of the Universal Wolfman. Favorite 80s horror film? Simple. Reanimator. Once again, one of the first horror films I ever saw. It stuck with me. It still sticks with me. Absolutely love Reanimator. It's definitely my favorite horror film of the 80s. Absolutely love, love, love that film. Favorite Arrow video release? Well, I don't get a lot of Arrows, but I would have to say the release that my buddy My Simu Luke sent me, and that was the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 one. Absolutely love that release. The booklet is just fantastic in that. I also like the other one I have that's a really good one is the limited edition Battle Royal one, the Japanese movie. I think that's a really another well done Arrow release. I'd love to get more Arrows, but the ones I sell here on Amazon mostly ship from overseas, from England and stuff, and they just take too long to get here for me. They're way too expensive here, and they take way too long to get to me. So I just, I really don't do a lot of Arrow ordering as much as I would like to. I don't do PayPal or credit cards or stuff like that, so I can't get them off the Arrow website or nothing. But I definitely like to have more Arrow releases, like the Stuff and Phantom of the Paradise. Man, that'd be brilliant. So yeah, those are the questions I have so far. This may be the last video, like I said. Thanks to everybody who sent questions. If I get more questions, I will do a part 4. But as of now, these are all the questions I have. So thanks for watching. Comment, subscribe. Cheers.